And usually when it comes to experimentation on the B2B side, a lot of marketers, they say that we don't have statistical significance in the data. How would you approach that barrier?
I would also challenge that. True, with B2B, you have a lot more data. You address people in the thousands and millions. Sometimes it depends on the company, and obviously you have more data for experimentation. Nonetheless, nowadays we have the right tools to identify like granular signals, also at a, first of all, in a much faster way. Also we rely on a lot of algorithms and stuff like that that can see correlation where we can't see any, right? Obviously, or can analyze data from a very different perspective, and that automatically optimize themselves based on what the algorithm knows. Of course, it's a black box, scary, nonetheless very useful. So we have the tools, they're accessible to everybody. This kind of like granular information is getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and more accessible to every company at every size. And it doesn't require a lot of input to, of course, if you then carry out your own analysis and your regression, you do whatever you want and you come to the wrong conclusions because you didn't take into account the limited data set. That is your problem. But there are ways nowadays to avoid that. So you can make informed decisions also in B2B. And even if you're starting, so even if you don't have hundreds and hundreds of customers or thousands of leads in the pipeline every month. So also for smaller companies.
Yeah, I think you can always also mix in some qualitative feedback to really understand, get into the depths of whether this resonated or not with the customer.
Very good point. Obviously, we eat our own dog food. So every time a customer talks to one of us at any stage, they are always involved in a different kinds of surveys with different parameters and different methodologies, but just to gauge, the quality of the conversations they had with us and something. So obviously. So we also use our product, and also in customer success, we have recurring surveys at implementation, 28 days after implementation, 3 months after QBRs, and so on. Yeah.